Welcome to TB Collects. This is Tyler, and today I have another comic book haul. And this time I'm going to change it up a little bit and do more of a review style for some of these books, because I'm really trying to get caught up with things that are coming out now and kind of give more of an overview as opposed to a big haul of a bunch of books. This one's going to be a little more focused on the content of those books. So we're going to start out here with Low by Remender. I haven't gotten all of the issues yet caught up to this point, but this one just came out, so I picked it up so that then once I get those back issues, I can have keep reading up till this point. And next is Walking Dead Deluxe. This is another one where I'm picking it up on my pull list, and I haven't started reading it yet. I'm probably gonna wait till 10, I think, and then binge about the first 10 issues. So first up in the new books and review portion, I was a little behind on my pickups, so this is the last 2 weeks, and so then I got caught up on reading. So first we're going to start out with Next Batman, number 2 and number 3 here. I was really put off this series by the first issue. I read the first issue, and I'm a huge Batman fan, and I did not like the first issue. It was kind of a blah story, and the art was not great. I almost wasn't going to pick this up. I heard some reviews, and everyone said that 2 and 3 are completely different, and they were exactly right. 2 and 3 are great Batman stories. This is written by John Ridley and art by Laura Braga. The art is fantastic inside. It's great. Absolutely recommend this. This is a good Batman story. The backup stories on the first one, Batgirls and Gotham City Sirens, I did read them, but they're not really my thing, so wasn't too big on them. And then on this one, the Outsiders story was really cool. Arkham Knights I couldn't really get into, so wasn't big on that one, but the Outsiders story, backup story, was great. Next, we got Dark Detective. Got these out of order. Number 2 and number 3. This has been great from the beginning. I love this series. You are starting to find out what has happened and how Bruce Wayne got killed, or thought, so everyone thought, and Batman was gone. This is written by Marino Tamaki, and the art by Dan Mora is just absolutely awesome. This book is beautiful to look at. Everything is great about this book. Absolutely love it. To get this out. Next up, we have Justice League. This was written by Joshua Williamson, art by Robinson Roca. It's okay. I wasn't super big on it. I'm glad I read it. This issue I think was better than the first. The first one was kind of setting up something, and then this was the fight that they set up in the first one. It was a cool enough story, but I wasn't super big on it. I didn't read the Justice League Dark. I don't really have any. I've never read any Justice League Dark, and so I read the first part of the first issue, and I just wasn't really into it, so I passed on that one. Next up, we have Green Lantern, number 2. This is written by Jeffrey Thorne and art by Tom Rainey. This is weird to me because it says Jon Stewart, also featuring Jon Stewart and Teen Lantern. The main story is Jon Stewart. I don't know why they put I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me why Hal's on the front when this is like the main story is the Jon Stewart story. The Jon Stewart story I didn't care for. I didn't really like the art. It I don't know. Wasn't for me. The Teen Lantern I couldn't get into. It wasn't for me. But the Hal Jordan story, Recon, was written by Robert Venditti and art by Dexter Soy. And at the end of it, it says it's going to be continued in 2021. I love that. That story was great. I mean, it was a simple, it's called Recon. He's just kind of going around seeing what's going on. But the art in it was great. I'll definitely pick up Green Lantern because of that, but the Jon Stewart Future State story was not for me. I didn't care for it. Next up, we have The Flash, issue 2. This is written by Brandon Vietti, art by Brandon Peterson and Will Conrad. This book was absolutely awesome. The story was great. It's sad. The art is phenomenal. The designs in here you're seeing him right here. This is Barry with like all of his nemesis, all the villains that he's taken down and their powers and their weapons and stuff. And it was an awesome book. Again, it's super sad. It's emotional. The art, like I said, was fantastic. I would read any book that this team is on. I hope that they do something, whether it's on The Flash or something else. Whatever the series is, if Brandon Vietti and the art, Brandon Peterson and Will Conrad are together, I would read it. That's how good this was. And I'm not even like a big Flash fan. Next up, we have Swamp Thing, issue 2. This story was awesome. I loved it. This is written by Ron V and art by Mike Perkins. The Mike Perkins art is beautiful. You feel this is a very desolate story, I guess. Gritty and the green the people that Swamp Thing has created. They've taken over the earth and they think that there's no humans left, and they go searching for the humans. Find out there are some humans, but it's gritty. The story in this one, comes to the head of what they're, looking for, and they find and they fight. And again, this was a super sad one, but it was so good that this is another one that, I've heard that Ron V is a really good writer and that I need to check out some of his stuff. And this just solidified it for me. And I had never heard of Mike Perkins, but his art was fantastic. So definitely recommend this one. Next up, we have Sea of Sorrows. This is written by Rich Douek, I think is how you pronounce it, and art by Alex Cormack. I'll be honest, I had never heard anything about this when I picked up issue 1. I just thought the cover looked really cool, and all of the covers I think are really cool, and I pick up A covers, but this book is very dark, not in the sense of like evil and dark arts or anything like that. It's just like literally dark. Like it makes you feel like you're underwater, which is, for the atmosphere of this book, I love it. Again, the style of the art is kind of gritty and it's not super polished, but I think that's to make you feel that way. And then the story itself, you're like trying to figure out what's going on, and there's a little bit of fantasy elements in it too as well. So I really enjoyed this. I know that he, doing some research after I started reading this, that he did another series. It was like a 5-issue miniseries, and I don't think they're connected, but it's called like Road of Tears or something like that. And so I think he's doing, sort of a theme with these. I hope this is more than 5 issues because I feel like this story is pretty cool. So I like it a lot. Finally, I have 7 Secrets, number 1 and number 2. Written by Tom Taylor, art by Danielle D. Niculo, I think is how you pronounce it. This book I purely picked up because I heard from a couple other YouTubers, Scotch Shelf, Geeky Guy Gaming, and Not Quite Mint. They would not shut up about this book in the best way possible. They just kept talking about it, kept recommending it. I was seeing, watching their videos, and I was just like, okay, I'm just going to pick up the number 1 and number 2 just to see what it's about. They were completely right. First issue, first 2 pages, I was hooked. I was like, this is a cool story. I want to know more. I want to know what's going on. The art in it is very stylized. Like it has, this Danielle D. Niculo has a very unique style. I mean, it's it's not like cartoony in that it's like super exaggerated, but that, you know, it's not anatomically correct. It's not going to be an Alex Ross or Jim Lee, you know, type thing. It's much more stylized, but I love it. It's great. And the story itself, I just want to know more. It's awesome. I'm going to pick up the rest of the copies, or the, you know, the rest of the issues. It's so cool. So I'm super excited to find a new series. And I'm glad that I was able to get, you know, number 1 and number 2 before it gets too far off. And, you know, I'm kind of missed the boat on Something's Killing the Children, and now I'm kicking myself because those issues are starting to get really expensive. So that's it for this week. Like I said, I'm trying to do something a little bit different with giving more reviews of the story and the art. Mainly because I was getting a little too much into just collecting a bunch and not actually reading. So I wanted to, you know, get into reading more and actually giving some thoughts on it. So thanks for watching this week, guys, and I'll see you next time.